Look, guys, welcome into.
Jeff's going to the next thing.
Yeah, look,
Go,
well, we got to introduce.
Refocus.
Look, this is Sports with Balls, and we are absolutely blessed to have one of the original guys back on the show today. Grant Miles. Grant Miles joins the show with myself and Lauren Leal. Man, what's up, Grant?
How's it going, man?
Dude, it's very good, man. I haven't had you on in a while.
This is cool, man. The three of us?
Yes.
How long has it been?
Grant, we miss you.
I miss you guys.
Over a year, probably, for sure.
We love getting to do Sports with Balls again, but this is great.
It has
having
been,
the
right?
original piece.
Wow, it's been a year. Wow,
You've been traveling the freaking continent.
For work, man.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, though, because Grant will send me these photos.
Yes.
And he is in these stadiums around the United States. And we all, look, as guys, and even Lauren, you know, as being a female in the sports world, you want to go to stadiums.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And Grant sends me photos of the baseball
I know.
Hall of
I'm
Fame.
jealous.
Yes,
I want to go to Yankee Stadium, even though I
just got back from Yankee Stadium.
Last week, yeah.
Wow.
Yankees and Phillies play.
Yankees win?
Did you see Aaron Judge hit a home run? Because, okay, so Aaron Judge hits a home run 22% of the time that he's at home, which is, I think Babe Ruth was 24%, which is amazing for Yankees.
Yeah.
Did you see him hit a home run?
I didn't.
All right. He played, though. This isn't the NBA. He played.
Right. Yes, he played. Now, I did see.
Get into that later.
So I saw them play there last year also. And when I saw them last year, I saw Giancarlo Stanton hit one. And he hit a bomb.
Nice. I got to interview him.
I bet that stadium was rocking.
Oh, yeah. I mean.
Is that the 480 bomb?
I don't think it was a 480 bomb. No.
Okay, because it was. If that was the game, I know. If he's only hit one home run this year, I'll have to look up the stats. You were at the game. It was like 480 feet. It was a monster.
I don't think I was at that game. I know he hit one, but it wasn't. When did you interview him?
When I was at the Astros game last year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I
remember that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to get down there. But welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michaels. She is Lauren Leal. He is Grant Miles. That's so good to say all that. We are at Christian's Tailgate here in Houston, Texas. Christian's Tailgate in the Heights. There's 5 locations that they have around Houston. Order your food. Come up here, see us, get some drinks. It's an incredible place. They're doing best hamburgers in Houston right now, and they've already won this thing twice. So
they're pretty legit. I mean,
their food is always good. I don't eat hamburgers, you know that, but I like the shrimp tacos. I like the salads.
Yeah.
The French fries. Pretty good stuff.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
What is that? What is that called? When you don't eat?
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian.
Did you see the look on her face?
I was like, what do you mean when I don't eat?
Look, we've done this much.
I know. I can't remember. I don't remember what the name was. Yeah. I knew it started. Never mind.
Welcome into Sports with Balls. I think this is episode 206, man.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Grant, you have been here for probably 80% of these shows.
Yes.
Which is fantastic, man. It's
fantastic.
so good to have you back on the show. We'll get to Cowboys and Maverick stuff in a little bit, I guess.
Yes, the Dallas fan.
Oh, yeah.
No, Grant, though, before we pass on all your traveling and stuff, because you do that for your full-time job,
correct,
and this is what you love to do as a hobby, sports. Tell us what you do.
I'm just a consultant, so I'm an automotive dealership consultant.
Can I answer this question?
Oh, yeah.
You want to answer the
question? I want to try to answer this question. Because, and here's the reason why. I've had people ask me this question. What does Grant do? What's Grant do? And I'm like, okay.
Oh, really?
So here's my response.
Okay.
Grant goes around the United States.
Yes.
And he works for automotive dealerships and fixes their maintenance department.
Their service department.
Service department.
Yeah.
Right? Did I hit it?
You hit it.
Boom. There you go.
I mean, that's the Reader's Digest version. Yeah.
Actually, now that I think about it, earlier this year or at the end of last year, I was in Florida, and I ran into somebody who worked for Toyota in Alvin because Grant works for Toyota.
Yes.
And
well, I did, yeah.
And he created the promotions of the key or something like that. And I remember I reached out to him and I had asked him about that. But who knows? I mean, that's awesome with your career. You're traveling everywhere. I got to ask you, what was your #1 place to go to? The sports stadium or arena?
It would have to be Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And plus, the tickets we bought, we were sitting behind the goal. It was like, we were like 5 rows up.
Wow.
So it was, I remember they played, I can't remember who they played. Who did Derrick Rose play? Well, Derrick Rose played for the Knicks, right?
Yeah, he played for the Knicks.
So Derrick Rose. So we were sitting like on the end. So like I had a chair right here, and then one beside that, and then it was like the walkway, the tunnel. Derrick Rose rode a stationary bike every time he was not playing, he rode a stationary bike
in the tunnel
right there beside us.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Cool.
I got a nice Derrick Rose jersey. He went to Memphis.
Yeah.
So I got a jersey of Derrick Rose, which was pretty cool. I had a guy today try to buy my Memphis helmet because I have 50 boxes of comics in my garage from the 1990s, early 1990s. I'm trying to sell them all. And this guy came. He's like, "How much for the helmet?" And I was like, "It was my dad's helmet." And I was like, "Nah, can't do that."
Yeah, you were trying to do all that with your cards, right? You're trying to.
Yes, cards and the comics.
How's that been? Because I've got a ton of cards that I got to get rid of.
It's been good. It's been good. Now
that's a good market, right?
What's crazy is that the
cards.
cards.
Oh, you go to the Cards and Coffee? Is that what it's called?
No, so there's Cards and Coffee. There's Cars and Coffee. I think every
Cars
city.
and Coffee. Yeah.
But we had a comic and card shop in the late 80s, early 90s, and it closed down in 1994.
Who's we?
My parents and myself. I didn't know it. I was 16, 17 years old, right? So the other day they were like, "Hey, go to the office, which is still here, and go pick up these comics and cards." And I'm thinking a couple boxes.
Yeah.
62 boxes of comics and like 7 huge boxes of unopened baseball, basketball, football cards from the 80s and 90s.
Oh, wow.
And cards are small.
Unopened.
So there has to be a ton
it was a lot.
of those boxes.
It's a lot. My house was loaded up. The coolest thing, look, it's been an incredible experience to go through this stuff, but the coolest thing was that my son and I got to open up Michael Jordans. Right, we were ripping
awesome,
Michael
dude.
Jordans, like 1990 Skybox Michael Jordans, and he's 8 years old, and in 2023, there's not many 8-year-olds that get to rip open a Michael Jordan card, right?
Right.
And
did you record that?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, it was pretty cool.
You gotta document that.
So it's been an interesting.
Did he put it on his YouTube channel? Cole has a YouTube channel, by the way.
He has a YouTube channel for real?
This little son of, he's got 1.5 thousand views on like 2 or 3 of his videos. And so we're laying in bed. He's like, "Dad, look, we're gonna go to the red carpet together, right? I just need you to dress appropriate." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I have to dress appropriate for our, like, we're apparently.
What does he think you're going to wear, that white turtleneck?
Damn, she brought up the white turtleneck, bro.
I just felt like it was appropriate.
If you still have that, shame on you.
Back in the day.
Well, I do.
You do still have it? When do you wear it?
Look, if somebody was, I guess if I lose a bet, because that's the last time I wore it. Your buddy Kevin Anthony, last time I wore it.
Okay.
Dallas Cowboys, I guess, won a game.
Man, that was when we were doing the Christian tailgate in Midtown.
But,
Yeah.
But did you wear that? So did you wear that turtleneck for that reason, or did you wear it because you thought you were?
The first time I wore it, I thought I was looking good. Then you guys,
we hammered you on that.
You guys let me know that that was not the right outfit.
Turtlenecks can look cute. They're just sometimes not in style.
When have you seen a turtleneck look cute for
when
real?
I put one on.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little different.
You and Jeff are a little bit in different.
We're the different ends of the spectrum.
Yes.
Our radio listeners, to get an idea, they're gonna think look, Lauren Leal, we all know, like 2014 NFL Cheerleader of the Year.
Oh gosh.
Right? 2014?
No.
She's like, I don't want to talk about it, but it was.
But it was.
But if you want to know for sure.
I never did.
Go look up Lauren _Leal on Twitter. I'm Jeff Michael _422 on Twitter. Grant Miles does not have a Twitter, I don't think.
If I do, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so
I'm never on there.
Or is that like, do you have a MySpace? Still have one of those things?
Is that even a thing? Can you even have a MySpace thing anymore?
I thought Justin Timberlake bought it a long time ago for music.
Yeah, he did. He did. Just type in Sports with Balls wherever you get your podcast. We have 207 episodes up as we're keeping count. And look, man, it's an incredible show. Thank you guys for joining us and paying attention. Look, let's get to some sports. A little bit ago, there's a guy that plays for Baltimore. And speaking of sports cards and memorabilia, if you do not have this guy's card, and he is his second year in MLB, this dude, Ali Rutschman, for the Baltimore Orioles, is an absolute monster. He hit a walk-off home run a little bit ago. The first game of the season, he had 4 hits. He leads, I think he leads the league in average right now for Baltimore. This kid is the real deal for Baltimore. He's unbelievable. Adley Rutschman. If you haven't heard of him?
Adley Rutschman.
Yeah.
In other baseball news, have you heard about the Tampa Bay Rays going 13-0? They've won every game this season. And it's been kind of a talk about that's awesome for them, 30 home runs or something like this.
Yes.
The
run differential.
And their ERA, I think, is like 2.71. But you look at their fans, and they're not. ecstatic about it.
Yes.
And it's just, yeah.
Well, and I feel like Tampa does this every year, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like, I think they start off like this. Like, everybody's like, oh, my God, Tampa Bay. And then they start to get further in the season. And
then they're like, oh, it's Bucks time.
It
ever
is.
Since Tom Brady came there
real,
the past 2 years.
This is Major League Baseball, and it's hard to win 13 games in a row. I get it. But, look, against the Tigers, Nationals, A's, and Red Sox.
Yeah, the strength of schedule also matters.
For sure.
The Tigers, National, and A's, all those are bottom of the barrel. Like, those are the last place teams in their respective divisions. And, look, I want to say congratulations to Tampa Bay for sure. 13 wins in a row is incredible. Look, anything can happen in one of those games where the pitcher's not on. They got to use the bullpen. And where's the bullpen down the next game? You don't know. So 13 in a row is fantastic. Sweeping the Red Sox, I thought the Red Sox should have taken at least one of those games, but they did not. But they sit at 13 in a row. Tomorrow, they will face the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto. Mm-hmm. Get ready for your first loss. That's all I'm saying.
All right. All right.
I see you've been doing your little thing with the betting. Seems like you've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh.
My bookie luckily is a good dude. It is nice to hit a bunch of parlays, and I'm a parlay guy, right? Like,
I mean that's where you get the most value.
Yeah, I found a system. I found a very good system. I don't know how scientific it is.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure other people have found the same system, but it's worked. I've cashed out 7 in the last 10 weeks.
Wow.
And that's impressive.
That's really good.
Yeah, so that's not bad. And I'm talking about gambling every day. Betting every single day, which you have a real opportunity to lose a lot of money when you gamble every day. Right. So these games are hitting, and look, it's working out so far. So we'll say go to Sports with Balls on any social media platform. Follow us there, and man, I will put my picks up as usual. I'm Jeff Michael. She's Lauren Leal. Grant Miles joins the show.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely fantastic that you're here. I know Mama Miles is here too. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Running around.
She's here somewhere. Right?
Yes.
We're gonna say hi to Melissa.
You got a cat named Toast, correct? Is Toast still alive?
Still there, buddy.
Toast is kicking.
Still alive,
Toast.
man. Yes.
We were talking about it earlier. Yep.
What were you talking about the cat for?
Because Lauren over here has a new animal in the house.
You do.
So we got an Easter bunny. Not technically a bunny, but he's a puppy. So he was an Easter present. And he's so cute, guys. He's a little Cocker Spaniel, multicolored.
Nice. Congratulations.
What's the name?
I know. I
of this
literally
animal?
feel it's. Oh, Levi.
Levi.
Why
His
Levi?
name is Levi. I wanted
Is he
Gunner.
blue?
I wanted Gunner. Wait, what? Blue?
Levi jeans. That's what
I mean, it's a valid question.
Yeah.
How can dogs be blue?
Have you ever heard of Blue Healer?
Yeah, Blue Healer. That's what I was thinking. That's the first thing that popped in my mind.
You know what popped in my head?
What?
Blue from Blue's Clues.
Okay.
But
That's your That's your generation, right?
That's
what y'all watch,
we'll go
right?
with that.
we still haven't
Blue
exposed
healers have blue eyes though. They have like gray fur. Guys.
How's this puppy coming along? Who walks the dog? You live with your sister, so who?
So technically it's my sister's dog, but we've had him, and she's in Chicago for work. She works for Gatorade, and they're at their headquarters.
So you have to be home every 2 hours.
Yeah, right. You know, after this, I'll hang out a little bit and then go home. Yeah. And no, I literally feel like, guys, this is getting me ready for motherhood whenever that time comes, because I am cleaning his butt. I am cleaning up after him like crazy.
Wow, sports with balls. Like
literally.
Yeah. We'll get to sports eventually.
We will get to sports, I promise. But he's the cutest thing. I love him so much.
It's entertainment and sports as always.
That's fantastic.
Speaking
Congratulations on your dog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Speaking of sports, let's get to it. The hot news today. The Washington, whatever you want to call it, team has apparently been sold. And there's a bunch of people. I think even Tillman Fertitta put out a tweet yesterday talking about he bids. I think he bids 4 point something or what, 6 point something, and then he said there's got to be a drawing line, right? Is that what he said?
So Tillman Fertitta. So it looks like it's going to Josh Harris, right? He's the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers and then the NHL's New Jersey Devils. But he wanted to buy it out, or has bought it out. I'm not sure, Jeff, maybe you have some more insight if it's official or not, for $6 billion. And Tillman Fertitta said he's drawing the line at 5.6. Yeah. His net worth allegedly is $8.1 billion, Tillman Fertitta. He came out saying he loves being an owner. Obviously, he is one of the Houston Rockets. And he says he's got to draw the line somewhere. Like, he ain't doing more than that. And so I think that's why Josh Harris, like, went above and went to 6.
We were thinking when this first came out that they were going to be around 10 billion. That's what I thought that this was going to go. But Dan Snyder in 1999 paid $800 million to purchase the Washington Redskins. 24 later, Snyder is expected to get back in excess of $6 billion on the sale of the now Washington Commanders. Grant, your thoughts on? I mean, Dan Snyder obviously a hell of a profit. Did they force him out? You know. What do you think?
I think. Well, what were you going to say? I saw you about to say something.
I know he asked you.
I think that I think it's a little bit of a Don Sterling situation.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit of that. But it's like I said with Don Sterling. I wouldn't like to be accused of the things that they were accused of doing, and I think all the reports and everything that came out is reprehensible and terrible and awful. But if my punishment is $6 billion, like,
yeah, right.
I don't know. It's hard for me to like feel bad about myself,
yeah.
When it's just like, you've been a terrible owner. We hate you. Get out of the NFL. Here's $6 billion. Like, that to me is like
technically, if
weird.
you bought it for $800 million, $5.2 billion.
Yeah, and just as a comparison, so y'all know, last year the Denver Broncos were sold for $4.65.
Wow.
After how much they allotted to Wilson?
What do you mean?
His contract?
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, 4.65,
well,
yeah.
I was laughing because I thought that the Redskins, which are now the Washington football team, now Commanders, should have signed Lamar Jackson to a $250 guaranteed deal, and then he could sell the team.
Okay, yeah. I'm so glad you brought this up because I wasn't really like curious about who's going to be the next owner and what it was going to go for. Well, here's what I'm thinking about. Who cares about the Washington Commanders? I think about their coach, and I'm like, yes, Ron Rivera, I like you, good guy, overcome cancer. You know, I have an underdog feeling like for him.
Sure.
But you look at Eric Bieniemy, who just got there, and he's like, woo, out of the Chiefs, trying to make a start for himself. And then, you know, this kind of happens. What's going to happen with the franchise? Who's the owner? And then you look at who is going to be making the plays. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback right now. And I don't know what's going to happen in the draft, but it's just kind of a sticky organization to own.
So to that, I think, so your new owner, your, what's his name again? What'd you say? Josh Harris. So you're Josh Harris.
Co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers and the NHL's New Jersey Devils.
Correct. So you're Josh Harris. You're coming in as kind of the savior of the Washington Commanders, right? Because remember.
Change the name.
Washington has to,
What would you change it to?
Yeah.
Back to the Washington football team. Thought it was great.
Yeah.
Thought it was
when
great.
was it? Was it the football team for a season?
Washington football team.
I forgot.
For at least a season.
Yeah.
But Washington's attendance is so bad. I don't know if y'all have seen that in their stadium. They block off parts of the seats because you don't have a great fan base that wants to come watch games. You're Josh Harris. You brought it up a little bit. You're Josh Harris. What do? You come in my opinion, you want to make a splash, call up your people close to you, Baltimore. What would it take to get Lamar Jackson?
Oof. So, I mean, that was, dude, great.
Like, you want to make a splash
as
an owner, and and obviously money's not a problem for this guy.
And
this
Washington
guy just paid
has
$6
talent.
billion.
They've got talent right now.
I'd make the phone call.
Look, Grant hasn't been on the show in a long time, but what a great segue, right? Like, just led
right into Lamar?
Right into the Lamar Jackson situation.
Well, why wouldn't you? If you're the new owner of the Washington Commanders, you want to make a splash, you want to really – why not do that?
Lauren, would you take on Lamar?
So, I need to know what's going on with Lamar. Because you got to digest why it's been so quiet amongst him and the Ravens and maybe other talks that he's had with other teams. Secondly, if I want to take him on, please, please, please get an agent before I do that.
not having an agent.
Not your buddy.
No, so it's like
the Lamar Jackson situation is unlike anything we've seen in a very long time, where you have Jalen Hurts
Do they have a good O-line is the question at the moment. Do the Commanders have a good O-line at the moment? Because that's what you're going to need to protect Lamar.
But does it really matter, though? Does it matter with Lamar Jackson what your line looks like?
What's percentage? What is the percentage of games that Lamar Jackson has played?
So you're just talking about sales and merchandise.
No.
Immediately,
hey, well, look, I'm talking about that.
Immediately, you would make a ton of money. You put Jackson on the back of a Washington jersey,
exactly.
You're going to make a ton of money.
I mean, it's like Rodgers going to the Jets.
But my point is, does an offensive line for Lamar Jackson really matter?
No.
That's my point. Like, what does it matter what the team setup is? And you just brought it up right now.
Offensive line for Tom Brady.
Yes.
He uses his legs so much.
Well, you brought it up. They have Jacoby Brissett. That's what you said, right? Washington does?
Yeah.
Like, what other options do they have?
Zero.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, here's a guy. Pay whatever you got to pay if you're now, we can get into if it's worth it or not. But if you're Josh Harris, you come in, you want to make a splash, I'm making a phone call. What does it take to get Lamar Jackson?
I don't know. Look, for some reason, I don't see Jackson on the back of a Washington jersey. And we just found out 2 days ago that Odell Beckham Jr. now signs with the Ravens, which is a huge, I don't know, whatever flag. Like, I don't know if this is this Lamar coming back? It seems like it, right? Why? Look, I understand whether Lamar comes back to Baltimore and suits up for game one, because we don't know if he will even suit up for game one. But OBJ got paid.
Here's what I have to say about OBJ and Lamar, if they were to bring Lamar back. Both injury prone.
Yes. OBJ's coming off of one of the worst knee injuries that you can have. And he's a little bit older.
Super Bowl 2 years ago now.
Yeah. And Lamar Jackson, I was saying a minute ago, like how many games has Lamar Jackson played? Like percentage-wise, like 70% of the games? Is that right?
I'll tell you.
Maybe 60?
Last year he played in 12. Previous year he played in 12. The only time he's actually played in close to a full season was in 2020 when he played in 15. He played in 15 his MVP season.
Yeah. So he's never played a full season.
Correct.
So you're
not
looking,
started
so
a full season.
So he plays 65%. Let's say 65% of the games.
Correct.
Are you giving $250 guaranteed to a guy that plays 65% of the snaps? No, you're not. Like, and that's where everybody came up with this idea of where all these teams are not really willing to. There wasn't a market for Lamar. And there just really wasn't. The Colts were really interested, but look, man, with this draft coming up this year, with the quarterbacks coming out this year, there's 4 of them, and the quarterbacks coming out next year, none of these. Why are you taking a risk with Lamar and trying to $200 million? No, like why? Like why would you do that? So Lamar is going to be forced.
So you say no?
Yeah,
to Lamar Commanders.
Yeah, no. I think he's going to be forced to go back to Baltimore, and this will be the most money he's ever made if he plays this season, and I don't think he'll hold out, but he's going to be playing under a weird situation.
Well, the question comes into play: if he plays next year and he's under he's under that 1-year deal, franchise tag, I think it's labeled as a non-exclusive.
Yeah.
is what it was. If he has any part of the season where he gets remotely hurt or injured, does he just shut it down for that year and go, it's not worth me to play the rest of the year?
That's the problem. Yeah, if he sprains his ankle just a little bit, everybody's going to be like, hey.
Who's backup right now?
That's the thing. I don't even know.
Huntley? It was Huntley.
I don't even know.
Tyler?
But
Huntley, Taylor.
But I'll ask this about Lamar Jackson. I'll ask both of you. And I know it's hard to do this. It's hard to remove this because when you win something, you earn the right to have it on your resume. But everybody talks about him and all the money that he needs and all the money he should get. If you remove his MVP season, granted, he was an MVP, give it to him, that's awesome, congratulations. If he doesn't have an MVP on his resume,
oh, dude,
are we having this conversation?
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
And the thing is, that's not even the biggest. I mean, it's a big accomplishment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to take that from him. Like, that was awesome. One person wins the MVP.
But let me ask you this: that season, what was it? 2017.
2019. When he won the MVP. Yeah.
Did they win the division that year?
They went. Well, he actually went. That was a great season for them. They went 13-2. But again, he didn't. I mean, they didn't perform in the playoffs.
No, he lost.
Okay.
First round.
Okay. So it's like, yeah,
that's always going to be his problem.
Regular season, but let's look beyond that. Are you going to take us further?
That's always going to be his problem.
It hasn't been for what?
Yeah.
There's a lot
seasons?
of people. There's a lot of people that are. It's literally 50-50 on whether or not you pay Lamar or not, and it's an interesting debate. A lot of people. He's an MVP. He's still 20. What is he? 24 years old.
Well, I mean,
like he's young, but he's already had
26.
injuries.
I'm
He's
literally
26.
looking up at the TV right now, and ESPN is.
He's
having
already had injuries,
Lamar.
and it's like, dude, he has one more injury. You may lose your whole $200 million.
Let me ask this in general: will he be on a football field this season or not?
That's the question. Like,
what do you think?
I think so. I mean, I don't think he would be
dumb
enough to not show up.
That's like what, $43 million, something that he would like. And that's why I said a minute ago. I think he'll end up playing for Baltimore, but under one of the most awkward circumstances you could possibly imagine. If he starts running and sees a guy 10 yards in front of him, he's falling down.
His base salary next season is $32 million. How do you walk away from that?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Franchise tag money?
Yeah, that's what it is.
And that's the most he'll have ever made.
$32 million.
Okay, and that's nothing to shake your stick at. I understand he wants 40. I understand he wants 250 guaranteed. But the market is not set by Deshaun Watson. The market is going to be set by Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert. Those contracts are coming up, right? So that's going to be the market for Lamar Jackson when he either plays or doesn't play this season. But I highly doubt he'd be an absolute moron to turn down $30+ million. And I guess you turn it down because you're afraid of injury, right?
Yeah.
That would be it.
Every year you start to see more and more how friendly a team contract Pat Mahomes signed when he signed that contract.
Yes. But see, but
like they are
the
set
most
for the next
people,
10 years
the most
with
important
that contract.
people with these contracts sign the most friendly deals. Tom Brady every year signs a friendly deal. Patrick Mahomes, 2 Super Bowl winners, 2-time Super Bowl winner, 3-time Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl appearances.
MVP.
Yeah, MVP. He signs friendly deals.
Yes.
I mean, it's about winning championships, right? Like, how much do you need? 250 or 200? Like, what's the, why is that different?
Any time that a player holds out or begs for it, it never works out. Like in the long haul,
well,
it
why
just
are
doesn't.
you holding out for? Look, if $200 million doesn't get you where you need to go, you have problems on the other end of football. It's not just.
Well, just to give you an idea, when Pat Mahomes' contract gets to its maturity level in 2031.
Gosh.
Wow. 2031. His base salary will be $38 million.
Dude, yeah,
that will be a bargain in 2031.
And he's set. But he's already won Super Bowls. He's already in the Hall of Fame. His legacy's set.
I mean, he has ads.
There's something to say about comfortability, right? Like he's comfortable in that city, in that system. Now Lamar Jackson in Baltimore, that's not comfortable. Nowhere. Like, that is going to be very, very awkward this season, and I don't know if he starts.
The thing is, though, Jeff, it's not the first time we've seen where a player is unhappy and they want to search their options and they go have interviews and fly to different organizations, and then they get back to where they are. I can't name them off the top of my head, but we talked about him on this show before. And it is awkward, but they get over the hump, and guess what? They get back to the locker room, they draw
Lamar
the plays,
Jackson's
and
a
they
special
go back
talent.
out there.
He's a special talent.
He's a great, no doubt. And I don't want to bring that up about the MVP to number one, discredit his MVP, and number two, say he's not a talented guy. Absolutely. I mean, guy's terrific. But if his MVP is not on his resume, what else does he have?
No, that's a solid point. And if Lamar Jackson signs which was a very good deal, the Ravens offered him.
Yes.
We're not having this conversation, and the Ravens are right now with Odell Beckham Jr. talking about the playoffs and the Super Bowl
and being a favorite.
Yes,
absolutely.
But instead we're worried about, is he even going to play? The next player on the docket that may not play, I'm just kidding, of course. Well, actually, I'm not. Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay.
I would assume you have some opinions on Aaron.
Yeah,
I'm more excited about this conversation than Lamar.
Okay.
Because Lamar's been, in the
Let's
waters for a while of
say.
what's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers, okay, he has been a conversation every offseason. You and I, Jeff, have talked about him, I think, for the past couple of shows as well, or at least one time before this. And as far as Aaron Rodgers goes, I think it's truly a gamble for the Jets if they want to say this, because look what I was reading. Whenever he was going to, I believe, Malibu to do that darkness therapy retreat deal, he said 90% he's already retired, and I don't know if that was jokingly or not.
Yeah, until he went into darkness or whatever.
But they don't want to sign someone and give away all of their picks. He's going to play a year and then he's gone. However, it's still a very smart move when it comes to making money like Jerry Jones and marketing. Yep. Now, I have a lot of opinions that I've mentioned before about Aaron Rodgers playing. How effective will he be in another system, in a new organization? Sometimes it revamps players. However, 4-time MVP. He's been in the league for so long now. I just don't know how it's going to work.
So I'll just say that I don't want to get into any more about what I do, but some of my clients that I have are in Wisconsin. So they're big Green Bay Packer fans, right?
Yeah, what do they say about this?
Are you trying to say that you have some inside info?
Big Green Bay Packer fans.
You're telling us you have the insight.
So what I was going to bring up is they're big Green Bay Packer fans, and one of the things they talk about is they want Aaron Rodgers gone. Like, they want him gone.
They're so mad.
They want him gone. And the conversation that I've said to them is I said, you guys are spoiled with good quarterbacks.
Yep.
They've had quarterback play that's 30.
30 years. Yeah, probably
30 years. 30 years of good quarterback play.
Let's just say they've had bad quarterback play since their inception for 5 years.
Correct, yes. I mean, they've had great quarterback play for 30 years. And you get spoiled by that. Yeah. And to just be ready for the Green Bay Packers just to get rid of them, like, that's – hold up there. Like, well, I wouldn't be so eager to get rid of them.
You know, I think that may go with all of the off-season drama that you agree or disagree with.
Sure.
With him in, the vaccination stuff, going on Pat McAfee, kind of speaking out and not just, riding the wave. And like I said, you may agree with him or you may disagree with him, but do those people, do they like that showboatiness kind of?
I mean, they probably, they don't, obviously, because they're feeling the way they feel about it, but
I feel like that may play into it.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but I don't know. All of a sudden, I think if it wasn't, this is the opposite. I think if it wasn't for any kind of outside football situations, like Aaron Rodgers is still, I'd take him on the Cowboys in a heartbeat.
39 years old. Last year, he did not have a stellar season. A couple of rookie wide receivers, young wide receivers, let's just say that. Young offensive line didn't get healthy until the middle of the season, but last 6 games, Green Bay Packers played pretty well. Coming off back-to-back MVP seasons, it is what Lauren was talking about. I think that it's the off-field issues and drama that people just really they're just sick of it. And he's 39. I get it. Everybody thinks that maybe Rodgers can be Brady-esque and throw the ball till he's 44 years old, but I don't see it. He's already debated retirement 2 years in a row.
Let me ask you this. Who do the Packers want in place of Rodgers?
Well, obviously they think
Jordan Love.
Obviously they think Jordan Love is the guy, and which is weird because they drafted him at first round. They drafted him with the 10th pick whenever he came out. They obviously have to have
and that was another offseason thing that Rodgers was like, "What the heck, man?"
Yeah, I feel like Aaron Rodgers is.
By the time
I think
the
he's
draft
still an elite
comes
guy.
around, we got about 5 more minutes to go. Look, by the time Jason's got to get out of here. He's got a soccer game to get to.
Okay.
Maybe we squeeze 7 minutes out of Jason.
Okay,
maybe
7 minutes.
All
right.
Will Aaron Rodgers be a Jet?
Yes.
So
before the draft.
Before the draft?
Because they got to do it right there.
I would say so.
That's in a couple weeks.
I mean, because you're for Green Bay, you're going to want that pick that they're going to have this year.
Well, I think it changes for the 2024.
Man.
I mean, I think he is. I think he's the Jet before the draft. Absolutely.
And look, Grant's here, so
if not, do the Green Bay Packers take him back?
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course. Yeah, the Jordan Love sits or demands a trade,
right.
And that'll be it. Grant's here, so we got to bring up his Dallas freaking Cowboys, who in my opinion, an incredible move by getting rid of Zeke Elliott. I think everybody saw this coming. He was at the end of his rope.
That is someone who should have never held out for a contract raise because obviously
it was still a bad contract for the Cowboys. Yeah. It was still a terrible contract for the Cowboys. But the Cowboys actually loaded up a little bit. Now they got rid of their tight end who went to Lawrence, Houston Texans.
My Houston Texans.
What do you? Well, I mean, right? Did you love the Texans?
Of course.
That sounded really.
Who's going to finish with a better record, the Houston Texans or the Dallas Cowboys?
God, if the Texans end up with a better record than the Cowboys, I'm going to say this: I think the Cowboys have had one of the best off seasons they've had in a long time.
I knew it.
I feel like the Texans. I feel like I can say that too, as far as all the moves that they're making.
Tony Pollard being the starting running back for the Dallas Cowboys helps out a lot. They do have a fresh wide receiver core back.
Got Brandon Cooks.
Here's the problem. And Brandon Cooks was great for the Houston Texans.
Yes.
Like he was their only thing.
I know.
He was great for them. You still have Dak Prescott as your quarterback, man.
That's true. I can't argue that. That's true.
How many years are we going to go and sit here and say, Dak Prescott's this, Dak Prescott's this? Is this the year that like he finally?
I'm sorry, Grant, man. He does not deliver.
We didn't get a chance to talk together after the Super Bowl, but after the playoffs and all that. But I said this was the year. Like he's been in the league 7 years. He's probably he was the most experienced quarterback in the playoffs this past playoffs.
Yep.
This was it. Like to show you're the guy. This is what you do. You carry them to the Super Bowl, and he had one of his worst games in the playoff.
Dude, it's like, look, Jerry Jones put his faith in his head coach now, and we know he's not going anywhere now. There was a lot of speculation the last 2 years about him being fired. But Jerry Jones is not fired in the middle of the season, so he's safe for the next. Mike McCarthy's safe for at least the 2023 season. Where do you see the Cowboys going this year with all the talent? And you don't have to feed Zeke the ball anymore.
Yeah,
because this isn't the Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott show anymore. It is the Dak Prescott show. That's it. He's surrounded him with good wide receivers.
Yeah.
He's got a talented running back. Where are you seeing the Cowboys?
I mean, that's a tough question to answer without draft. I do think, though, that I'll put him in the playoffs at least next year. Depending upon what they do in the draft, they draft well, which they typically do. I mean, I think they can do it. They can win NFC East again. I think so.
But is that like you've been in the playoffs?
Are you happy?
Yeah. Are you fine with just the playoffs? I would think at this point Super Bowl or bust.
Key to happiness, just so everybody wants to know, the key to happiness is low expectations.
Oh God.
And so I'm gonna have low expectations.
In a long time.
I've learned my lesson.
Grant, before look, we got a few more minutes in here. The baseball season has.
Kevin Anthony says, "Go Cowboys."
God, of course he does. The baseball season has begun. Are you a fan of the new rules?
I love them.
You do? Wow, I'm surprised. I thought you would be more traditional.
No, I'm totally opposite from Jeff. And I've had this conversation before. He's old school. I actually talked about it in when I was watching a Yankee game with a guy I went with. I was like, my buddy, man, he hates all this stuff. I like the clock. I like what they're doing on the shift. I like all of it.
Dude, the scoring in MLB, it is through the roof. Like 2 games are final today. One's 9-3, one's 8-7.
I love it.
One thing I gotta say is the alcohol sales and the beer sales.
They changed it now.
That they continue it longer, which I don't like because the games are shorter, and then you drive home buzzed if you have a family or. You're just putting everyone in danger.
There's a couple of people
because
that's why I like you, Lauren. You're concerned about that.
Yes.
Like you may be the only person, and I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying you're the only person talking about baseball that's concerned about
Philadelphia.
Well, they should be.
I know.
Trust
I mean, it's
me,
great.
I haven't been to a
but
live game yet, so I want to experience the shorter pitch clock. I haven't been able to.
Matt Strom, Philadelphia Phillies starting pitcher, says the reason we stopped selling alcohol in the 7th before was to give the fans the time to sober up and drive home safe. Correct. Now, faster-paced game. If the game's going to finish quicker, we not move the beer sales back to the 6th inning to give the fans time to sober up and drive home. Instead, we're going to the 8th, and now you're putting fans and families at risk of driving.
What did I say, guys?
I think it's a great point. I'm just saying I have not heard that until you brought it up.
You got to be responsible yourself. I
agree.
You don't leave it up to MLB to cut you off. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
right?
But, I mean, that's like you saying you going to a bar and your friends want to leave at 2 a.m. You got to be responsible to stop drinking and not just on last call, way before that, because you're going to drive home.
Oh, my God. Being out till 2 a.m. Right now,
was
I couldn't imagine that. Holy
crap. Or in general.
I get exhausted thinking about it.
In general, you got to be, like, when you're going to leave a bar.
When is the last time you stayed out till 2 a.m.?
Ooh, good question.
Like last weekend.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, well
drew
look,
me.
the over-under for 7 days for me, I would have lost.
It was actually literally a week ago
was
today.
Was that Galveston?
No. Oh, my gosh. We stayed up playing board games. No.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about not stay up and like at the house. I'm saying be out.
Yeah. Last Thursday I went country dancing down the street in the Heights.
Dancing.
They have Thursday night.
Are you one of those
dancing.
spinner country dancers? Like
yes,
you spin around and do it. You got flipped?
I got flipped
Holy
unexpectedly.
smoke.
Yes. I love spinning. I love to get flipped.
Jason, can you just follow Lauren around with a camera on the weekends?
Yes.
We'll have a hell of a show.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be out till 2 a.m.
Jason stay out till 2.
Oh, yeah?
Jason
Hey, that's not a normal
He's in 3 bands.
He is.
In fact, Jason's music, what's the name of that song? At the beginning of the show, what's the name of that song? What? All right, we'll put it up but Jason.
3 bands, a soccer league, jeez.
Yeah, Jason's all
full-time job
bro.
and AT&T Sportsnet. I mean, Jason's everywhere.
Chill out, man.
Grant, it was absolutely
awesome. This is awesome
to have you on the show. We're going to stay around and have a couple of beers. We're at Christian's Tailgate. If you guys want to come join us, we're in the Heights. They have 5 different locations around Houston. Also want to thank Diamond Auto Spa, Austin Bauer over there tearing it up. Call him for all of your auto needs as far as getting your car detailed, waxed, even putting on the ceramic coating, which I had done.
He's doing good things, man.
Dude, he is. Austin Bauer's killing it. All of his information is right there. There you go.
Yeah.
Give Austin Bauer. Last thoughts. Okay, before we get out of here, Dallas Mavericks will have Luka or not have Luka next year?
They'll have him. We didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I blame Luka for the Mavericks.
Ooh.
Yep.
I know. I want to get your take on
it.
You're in town for what, 3-4 more days?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have another show coming up. We'll put it up on the podcast. You guys go follow Sports with Balls. We'll do an audio podcast here pretty soon. We can't do live versions all the time, so we'll do another show before Grant gets out of town. I want to hear your opinion on the Mavericks. I want to get more into this Dallas Cowboys thing, the draft. Lauren, I would like to listen to your thoughts on the Texans with the 2nd and 13th pick coming up. So you guys stay tuned. Follow us on Twitter, at any social media site, and also every podcast arena. We are up there. You guys just go to sportswithballs.com. Grant, thank you, brother.
Thank y'all, man. This is cool.
It was fun.
I miss doing this.
I know. It was so short, but we enjoyed it. Well, but that's why we're going to be here hanging out for a bit.
Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles is Sports with Balls, y'all. We out of here.